G'day guys, Elvin Pyle here from Adventuring Pals, and I've just bought myself a brand new Canopy. Before I start blabbering on about it, I better show you guys the Canopy, and probably the best way to do that is a montage. This beauty here is a 1200 jack-off canopy from the guys at G7 in Brisbane, and before I start modifying it, I thought I would share my thoughts on the stock canopy as it is and give you guys a bit of a look around it. So let's get into it. So just a quick disclaimer, just to be completely fair and open, the canopy I got at full price from the guys at G7. They did give me a bit of a discount on the jack-off legs and a pair of roof racks which I got to put on myself in exchange for a bit of work that I'll be doing for the guys at G7. But that has absolutely nothing to do with what I can say about the canopy, and it's going to be completely my fair opinion on the canopy itself. So, getting into it straight away, this is a 1200 canopy, 1200 by 1770 by 860. The canopy is 2.5 mil thick and a 5052 aluminium rating, which is like a marine rating apparently. I don't really know too much about it, but that's supposed to be the duck's nuts and the go-to material for the canopies. It came in at 2899, that's the retail price for it. It's got just the one handle, which is a whale tail handle, and I've had like over 10 canopies in the past, and this is actually the first time I'm running whale tail handles, and I've got to admit, now I can see what the big deal is about. It's kind of a lot better than the LT handles, eh? Okay, so first things first, just looking at it from the outside, this is a powder coated. It came like this when I got it for the 899. You can get checker plate or raw for a bit cheaper, but I've got the powder coated black just to suit the tray and the car sort of thing. I don't know, it's my first black one I'm getting. But the powder coat finish is a nice matte black finish. It's actually pretty nice. It's not like completely polished smooth. There's a little bit of texture to it, which is kind of cool. I like it. And yeah, so that's what it looks like from the outside. And it's actually powder coated inside too. It's got nice bracing everywhere inside. But the only thing I wasn't too sure about, and I'm still not, but I guess time will tell, is that the skin is not welded to the frame. It's they've got like studs that are welded to the skin and then that's bolted to the frame. The guys at G7 said is to give it a nicer finish on the outside. I'm not too sure about it because I'm not an engineer or anything like that, so I will just have to see how it goes. I think it should be okay. They've been using this system for 4 years, I think he said, so it must be going alright if they're still using it. The door is nice. It's got a bit of support in there to make it a bit more rigid, and the struts are nice, but for me I think that it opens up a bit too high for it. I will probably change that so it opens up about there. It's just easier for the missus to grab. She's a bit short. And the one handle, like I've had a 1200 canopy before, and it had two handles on it, which I kind of thought it was alright, and I was a bit unsure about the one handle, but this is actually working really good, and one less handle for me to unlock at the end of the day, right? So yeah, I think it's going to be good enough for this 1200 canopy. One thing that I really like about this canopy, which is different to every other canopy that I've had before, is the seal on here. It doesn't intrude into the opening of the canopy itself. So I always find that I'm always sliding things to put it in, sliding it over the sill, and that ruins the rubber, the sealing, the weatherproofing. So with this one, you can see that the weatherproofing seal doesn't intrude in the opening, so you can shove things in and out without damaging the seal, which is awesome. Another, the door opening from the top of the roof as compared to some other canopies where it opens a bit like down. I'll show you on my other canopy, but I find that with the other style, when it rains, the rain comes in through the seal, through the hinges. Even though this has the holes on the hinge, there's no rubber shield over it. It's not gonna come into the canopy because the lip of the canopy door acts like a gutter. I've had this style before on one of my other canopies, and it works so much better than when the door opens from inside of the side. I'll show you, it's hard to explain, but I'll show you all my other canopy door. This has got a full length stainless steel hinge, which seems really good, but once again, time will tell. It's just pop riveted onto the door and onto the inside of the canopy. Since I got the canopy about a week ago, we have had heaps of torrential rain, even driving down the highway at 100 k's an hour in the rain, and all like staying at home with the rain just all week, and there has not been a single drop of water inside the canopy, which is obviously good news. Happy about that. Okay guys, so there is a lot of canopies on the market, a lot of entry-level canopies such as the G7. So you spoiled for choice. I went with the G7. It looks good, the price was good, and they actually had it in stock, so that's kind of why I went for it. And I'm gotta say, it on my first impressions of the canopy, I'm not regretting my decision. I'm quite happy with it so far. It looks good, looks like it's going to be strong, but once again, only time will really tell. Hey, all right. And the reason we actually got a canopy in the first place is, well, I've already got a canopy that we've used a trip around Australia, and then I've got a bigger canopy to use for work, and I'm just sick and tired of having to take everything, all of my work stuff out, and then to put my camping stuff to go away, and we do that quite often. So instead of doing that like once a month, I decided, you know what, I'm gonna get a second canopy. It's something that I have been wanting to do since before I even got my first tray back and canopy set up, maybe like 10 years ago. So finally I've come to the stage in my life where I've got a shed and I've got space to have 2 canopies, and I can't wait to fit this one out purposefully just for going away camping in. I'm so excited about that. And if you guys want to see me fit out the canopy and how I do it and what I do, subscribe to the channel and I will make a whole series of videos on what I'm doing with this canopy. So we've got a big trip coming up to the Simpson Desert in a couple of months, and before that a trip to Gari as well. So hopefully I can get it all finished out, because it sounds like a lot of time, but when you're working full time, when you've got kids, it doesn't give you a lot of time, spare time, to work on fitting out a canopy, and I've got to do everything myself. So hopefully, fingers crossed, it gets all done, I can record it and show you guys and give you an idea of how to fit out a 1200mm canopy. So guys, if this video has been helpful to you, or if you got any value out of it, please give it a thumbs up, and I'll catch you on the next one. See ya.